Barbershop Conversations, man. We here with the Oracle. Welcome.
Why, thank you. I'm so
Welcome.
glad to be here. I guess I should start with my mantra. I'm known for saying, always remember to love yourself. And in writing, it's ALL-WAYS. And they say, well, why you say it like that? I said, because in all ways, you love your dirty draws. You love your wrinkles. You love your fat cells. You love everything.
Sure.
Because when you can do that, when you can love yourself so completely and so unconditionally, you open yourself up to love others unconditionally.
Facts.
That's my
Absolutely.
story.
and you actually just met DJ Quest, who's one of the founders of this, and he has something called Elevate Culture.
Oh.
How do you define Elevate Culture?
Elevate culture for me,
Yes.
in terms of definition, this is called stalling because I'm trying to think of the answer. No, to elevate culture is, first of all, you have to seek out culture, good, bad, and or indifferent, because not everything is peachy keen, not everything is rose-colored glasses. There are things that we're not going to like, but in order to elevate our culture, we have to speak on all aspects of our culture. Okay, starting with self. Where were you born? Who are your parents? Who are your grandparents? What is your history? That you start there. You start by acknowledging your culture, your personal culture, where you stand now, right here in Los Angeles, California. Actually, I live in Inglewood now, was born and raised here in Los Angeles. Start with self. To elevate culture is to say, I am worth, I am worthy, I am.
And you said born and raised in California. So how's life in California? I mean, you've gone through, I'm not sure how old you are.
I'm
but
62 years old and proud of it, baby.
62. So watch riots.
Watch right. Ooh, may I tell you a story?
Take your time.
My mother
Take your time.
went out after curfew. Yes, they had curfews back in those days too. I was 6 years old. My nephew was 4. She took my nephew with her, thinking the guards would let her get by. They had actually put the National Guards, and they had bayonets, those rifles with the what do you call it, the knife at the end of it. Okay, she was just down the corner. I was born and raised at 1011 East 50th Street between Central and Wadsworth. The liquor store was at the corner of 51st and Central. The National Guardsman told her, turn around and go home. Baby, I'm just coming out for a pack of cigarettes. I got my grandbaby with me. I said, turn this MF car around or I will blow your MF head off. BITCH. That's what they said to my mother. She turned around, came home crying, shaking. That summer, after that summer, that next school year, we was moving on up to the east side because we moved to Pasadena.
And you know why that hits home for me is because I'm a huge fan of Malcolm X, and Ronald Stokes was his friend, and where they actually was 5606 Broadway, which is not far from 51st and Central.
That's right.
And I actually just went by there a couple of days. Always like to go touch the building every day. That's like one of my pastimes because I'm a huge Malcolm X guy. And you actually said some things prior about your experiences.
My personal experience.
Your personal experiences, yes.
I was 6.5, 7 years old. Well, maybe 7 years old, going on 7.5, when the original riots in the 60s happened. I was not allowed. You're looking at me. I know we're just doing this audio.
No, video. We're live. Video.
We're live. Well, hello there. I got my hand all up in my face.
Oh, you live. They're like, that's right, Queen. They talking to you.
Okay. But check this out. Y'all see, I'm nobody's dark person. I'm light skinned. When I was younger, I was even lighter. Okay. I was not allowed outside to play on our front lawn at 1011 East 50th Street between Central and Wadsworth unless my 4 brothers, who are your color, they had to be with me to protect me, because back then in the original riots, if you looked white, if you sounded white, acted white, if they thought you might in any way be white, they were hitting you. I saw a person with my own eyes. My mother drove by, slowed down, and said, this is why we have to stay in the house. They had turned a man upside down in a trash can and had set him on fire.
Jesus.
Now, with my own eyes, this is what I witnessed as a child. Couldn't go out and play unless my brothers were with me. And after that harrowing experience of seeing that, my father refused to let us, the younger kids, I'm number 7 out of 8. He refused to allow the younger kids out of the house from that duration on until we moved to Pasadena.
Now it's June 19th, 2020. Have you seen progress?
Very little. I've seen progress in the people who claim to be woke. but actions speak louder than words. It's not enough for you to be woke and me to be woke and everybody else in the room isn't, because not only are we spinning our wheels in trying to get people to understand how to be woke, what they need to be once they are woke, and the actions they should take, but we're trying to convince them that they should be. That's an uphill battle. I'm an actor, okay, and I was on a sitcom called The Blackberry Inn. Curtis Gatson was our director, and I'd come on set and I'd give him this much, and he would, if necessary, ask me to bring it down. And then one day he had a meeting and he told everybody, he says, when she comes in, she's 100% plus, and I can tell her how to bring it down. But if she starts where everybody else is, and I'm trying to push everybody else up, he says, I'll spend all of my energy trying to get you where I need you to be, and we'll get no work done here on the set. And so he required everybody to come in up here so that he'd have somewhere to pull them down. And that's where we need to be right now. We all need to maybe be overreacting. We all need to be hypersensitive. We all need to be elevated, cultural elevation, at a point where it's easier to bring you down than it is to push you up that hill. And we're still pushing people up the hill in 2020.
What's your solution?
I think I hit on it a little bit earlier. Self-education, with the understanding that what you learn, you may not like, even if it's about yourself. It's okay not to like everything about yourself, and those things that you really don't like, make a point to make a change. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if it's something you can tolerate, or if it's something that you draw strength from, that like for me, when I was in college and I had a paper due, I do all the research. But the last 2 weeks before it was due, nothing. Because it wasn't until the last day or 2 days before it was due that that adrenaline and that creativity kick in, and I was able to pull out stellar papers. I graduated cum laude from UCLA, okay? Girlfriend had it like that. But even me, my process was to procrastinate in terms of writing that paper to the last minute before I got it done. So maybe there are people who are out here like that. Well, you're at that last minute now. It's time to turn that paper in. It's time to do action. That's whatever that action may be. You said, what's the solution? My solution may not be yours. You understand? But whatever your solution is, seek it out and then put it into action. And guess what? You might fail. You get stopped by a police officer and you say all the yes sirs you want and you do all the things properly and they still mess you up. It doesn't diminish what you did. You said, well, it didn't work this time. Then you go report it, make a complaint, make everybody know about it so that there's heat. You see, doing it by yourself may not get it righteous. But if everybody in the world, that's what I love live television, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that, anything that
well, you're live now.
God bless you.
And they like, she cooking.
Anything that could be live, that is in our favor. We need to utilize it. You know what I'm getting ready to do?
Tell us.
I had promised myself after this weekend, next weekend, I'm going to take my car to the place where you get, radios and stuff installed. Okay. And I'm going to have cameras installed on my car. Not just the one camera where you have to move it all the time, and the minute you go reaching for it, you get shot because he was afraid and thought you was reaching for something. No. One pointed outside the back window, one pointed inside. I'm going to get my car retrofitted. It's a shame that we must or think we have to do that, but I consider the what ifs. And because of what's happening right now, I'm here to tell you, my brother, those people swinging are not committing suicide. Black folk don't commit suicide, not like that. We might go take some pills and lay in a tub and drift off into the water. We might slit our wrists a little bit, because that's a nice, easy go. It's comfortable. It's not painful to go that way. But who in this climate right now would even consider that our strange fruit hanging from these trees are suicide? No, brother, no. So my answer to your question, what's my solution? My solution is to arm myself with education. My solution is to open myself up to whatever knowledge it is I gain, whether good or bad, whether it shines a great light on me or not. Okay. My solution is to speak to someone like you.
We appreciate it. What you doing today for Juneteenth?
Today, I am supposed to be performing. Okay. I wrote a song. I think I told you, Freedom Wakes Me Up. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I dedicated the song to Moza Cooper to use as she chooses. And she chooses. And she says she claimed it as the what do you call it? The anthem for her Juneteenth celebration. So I definitely should be doing that one. I have another piece called She Has a Migraine Today that speaks about the senseless violence and murder. My sister's son was walking home from school and work one night. He was going to Southwest College and had just gotten off from working his part-time job. And he was accosted by a couple of gang members and they wanted to know what set he was with. And he's like, I'm not in the gang. And they nearly beat him dead. And she called to tell me about it. And in the middle of telling me about it, she said, Nisi, I can't talk anymore. I got a migraine. 20 minutes later, I called her back. I said, sis, I got something for you that I think will help ease your pain of the migraine of a grieving mother. And that's one of the lines in the piece. And I read the piece to her and she says, thank you, Nisi. That's my other name is Denise. Thank you, Nisi. That really helped calm my nerve and brighten my spirit. So I'll be doing that. And if I'm allowed, if more than 2 is allowed, I have a piece called Follow the Drinking Gourd, The Underground Railroad. It was written in part, or mostly written by Keg Johnson Jr. I did the spoken word aspect of the piece. And it is just a tribute to Miss Harriet Tubman for the job that she did. She got you across the finish line. She said she could have gotten more there if they had only known that they were slaves. And that's why when you asked that question earlier about solution, one of the first things I said was educate. What you find may not be pretty, but it's what we need to know. And I guarantee you, they know their history. We need to know our story. Remember, the story is written by the victors. And right now, we're not the victors. You have to remember that. I'm a teacher. Been a teacher since 1982. That's when I got my teaching credential from the Graduate School of Education at UCLA, along with my BA in dance, and a whole bunch of other. I was one of those nerds, and I was putting myself through college. So I got like 2 or 3 degrees all at one time in a matter of 3 years of being at UCLA. So just for those of you who are out there who are contemplating and you don't think you can, scholarships and grants. I went to school free because I wrote those essays. Sent them out, and I won scholarships and grants. You have to put the work in if you want to get something out. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh my! I just took over your conversation.
No, as you should.
May I say a short piece for you? This piece will last me not even 2 minutes.
No.
Even. Okay.
Go ahead.
What is your name, young man?
Frederick.
Oh, what a wonderful name. Very strong, sturdy. People have told you that before, right?
Strongest. Yeah.
This is for you, Frederick.
Thank you.
Because you're opening the doors. He is opening the doors right now for all of you. Every interview that he does. Don't slam the door in the face of another coming in. Swing open wide the portal through which opportunities are found. The archway to joy, the pathway to happiness, and the road to intimate peace lie beyond. Don't slam the door in the face of another coming in. Extend the hand of ease with which another can grab hold. Reveal the speed bumps, potholes, and exposed ditches along the way. Don't slam the door in the face of another coming in. Each person you meet connects you in some way with God. Each person you touch reunites in you the spirit of the universe. Each person you love instills in you a permanent place in the heaven you create. Each person you speak to in truth and honesty endears you to God. So don't slam the door in the face of another coming in. The reality is you'd be slamming the door in the face reflected in the mirror of life, your own life. Thank you for opening the door.
I appreciate you.
God bless you.
Look forward to seeing you on the stage later.
Hey. And thank you, everybody.
Appreciate you. Her Instagram is in the description. Feel free to go follow her. More information. We appreciate you for spending 10 to 15 minutes.
Thank you. And I have a CD called I Got a Story to Tell, and you can find it at reverbnation.com/The Oracle Speaks.
Appreciate you. And it's on the streaming platforms as well?
I have no idea. That's why I said I need a manager.
Well, we'll get it.
We can make that happen, Ken. It's never too late. It really is never too late. I've been in this business since I was knee-high to my own knees, okay? And it's never too late. I still have a passion for what I do because ultimately it's to hopefully spread some truth and knowledge and understanding. And I tell people, I don't tell the truth, I tell my truth. As always remember to love yourself. Thank you, Frederick.
Appreciate you.
God
Thank
bless.
you, Queen. Appreciate you. Thank you. So there you have it, the Oracle in the barbershop in Leimert Park on Juneteenth 2020. Appreciate it. Don't forget, we'll be going live spontaneously throughout the day. We got another interview coming right behind her. And we appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Have fun out there.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you.
Woohoo. Uh-oh.
All right.
Gotta get this